notes. You should have them on your desktop. I'll walk through how to fill them out, hopefully. Okay, so they start with words that we had last time. Corresponding angles, alternate interior, alternate exterior, same side interior. But last time, the lines were parallel, and so that created corresponding angles that were congruent. This says if the angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. That turns it around. That is what we call a converse. So I'm going to write abbreviated converse corresponding angles. If the converse of corresponding angles says if corresponding angles are congruent, then L is parallel to M. Next one is also backwards, right? So the converse of alternate interior angles. If they're congruent, the lines were parallel. Next one, converse alternate exterior angles. And the last one is the one that is different. Same side or not congruent. Same side or supplementary. So converse, same side. Interior angles. Technically is exterior, but we always seem to use interior. Okay, two other situations that create parallel lines. I'm going to try this. It's not the easiest thing in the world, so we'll see if we can get it. We need to get that drawing tool, and it needs to show up like a tool. There, I've got it as a tool. Okay, the first one, I'm going to label L. That's in cursive if you haven't seen it. The second one is M, and the third one is N. And then the top, I'm going to go ahead and label these A and B and C. Okay, so if the top and the middle are parallel, they need to show it. And how the book will do is they'll have arrows. Now, that's a perfect arrow until I move it. Okay, then top and middle are parallel. But what if the middle and the bottom are also parallel? We have to show it not with one arrow, but with two arrows. And then you do it on the bottom. 1, 2. So the top and the middle, L is parallel to M, and M is parallel to N. And I'm going to go ahead and set these up while I have this 2. Do you know what that box is? This is 90 degrees at a right angle, perpendicular. So A and B are perpendicular. A and C are perpendicular with a second box. Now I can go back to my tools and annotate and text. And so here I'm going to say, if L is parallel to M and M is parallel to N. So if L, I'll leave some spaces, parallel to M and M is parallel to N, then what do you think that does? If the top and the middle and the bottom, what do you think that does to the top one and the bottom one? Then I'll let you think on that while we're filling this out. L spaces to the bottom one. We'll crunch it up so that thin. And we'll move the whole thing so it sits right there. Now there's spaces in between there, and I want to say that they're parallel. And this is a tricky one too. Go to your tools, annotate, signature, and I've already put 2 parallel lines. Let me start that again. If you had to create it, so annotate, signature, let's get rid of this one. Okay, try again. Tools, annotate, signature, and let's say we're going to make a new one. I'll show you how to make this. Okay, you create it. You click here and you put a line, and then you put a line next to it. And that's not perfect, but it's good enough for this. Done. Okay, so I went right here to put my annotate signature. I want it. So I want to put it right here. But I kind of need to shrink it down. There it is. Okay, and move it over. If L is parallel to M, and I have to do it 2 more times. Annotate, signature, pick this one. There it is. Move it right there. And tools, annotate, signature, pick this one and move it right here. And make it a little bit smaller maybe. But basically, if L, whoa. How'd I get my drawing tool again? There. Okay, if L is parallel to M and M is parallel to N, then L is parallel to N. Now, these, if A is perpendicular to B and A is perpendicular to C. So I'll start it. If A is perpendicular to B and A is, now we could spell out perpendicular or leave these spaces. Perpendicular to C, then what do you think that does to B and C? B okay. And then probably I'll need to squish it together and move it over here. Okay, so maybe out of the line of the, now all we need is the tools again. I'm going to make a new one. You'll probably do better at this, but I want a line, and then at the bottom I want it to go back and forth. There. So end, hit any letter, done. Okay, and so there I want it here, and make it smaller, and annotate, signature, pick it, and then move it and shrink it. And one more time. Tools, annotate, text. Yes, this does take time, doesn't it? But you'll have your notes and you'll know how to put these in later. Okay, so if, whoops, and that's the wrong symbol anyway. If A is perpendicular to B and A is perpendicular to C, B and C are parallel. That was our whole thing. Annotate, signature, pick parallel. They're parallel to each other. And we can make it smaller. And then move it where it's supposed to be. B is parallel to C. Okay, a lot of work for those notes. Now let's look at how this works. Use these examples and decide which of these converses or the other it is. We want 1 and 4. Here's 1, here's 4. So completely ignore 5, 3, 8, and 6. And decide, are 1 and 4 on the same side or alternate sides of the transversal E? Well, one's on the left, one's on the right. Next decision, are they inside or outside of the parallel lines S and T? This is outside because it's above. 4 is outside because it's below. So those are alternate interior. So your answer, your reason is that converse, alternate, exterior. Because if the alternate exterior are congruent, then the lines are parallel. Let's look at 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Ignore 8, 6, 7, and 4. We'll just look at this top. S becomes the transversal. D and E, we're checking if they're parallel. If 2 is congruent to 3. Okay, are they both on the same side or alternate sides of S? Well, they're both below, so they're same side. So it's not going to be either alternate exterior, exterior, interior. It's either going to be same side, interior, or corresponding. Well, are they inside or outside of D and E? 3 is on the inside, 2 is on the outside. That means they're both on the southeast corner of each intersection. That's what we call corresponding. Converse, corresponding angles. Okay, angle 6 and angle 7. Ignore 5, 3, 1, and 2. Are they alternating or same side of the transversal T? One's above, one's below. That's alternating. Are they inside or outside of the two lines? They are both inside D and E. That is alternate interior. And alternate interior, if they're congruent, that's the converse of alternate interior. And it says the lines are parallel. One more, and it gives us a clue right there. They add up to 180. Linear pairs add up to 180, don't they? But alternate interior, alternate exterior, same side, or corresponding, let's look. Angle 5 and angle 8. We ignore 1, 2, 7, and 4. Same side or alternate sides of D? They're both on the left. Inside or outside of the two lines? Both inside. Same side, interior. Same side, interior, or supplementary. So converse, same side, interior. That's filled out. Let's move on to the next page. Complete the flow proof shown below. Proofs, your favorite, right? Fill in the blanks. They give you that angle 1 is congruent to angle, or not. Angle 1 and angle 4 are supplementary, and that C is parallel to D. Here says C is parallel to D, and it tells you it's given. Here's the other one. Angle 1 and angle 4 supplementary. That is also given, isn't it? Okay. Angle 1 and angle 4 supplementary means that they add up to 180. That's the definition. This was, they're giving us a hint, same side interior angles. Okay, which are same side interior angles? These are on the same side of B. These are on the same side of C. But these two are inside the two lines. These correspond, don't they? So 3 and 4 are same side interior angles. And we want them to show they're supplementary, which means they add up to 180. So tools, annotate text, measure of angle 3 and plus measure, oh, what did I put there? Plus measure angle 4 equals 180. And notice how I'm using the, we could also, M stands for measure. Measure of angle 3 and measure of angle 4 equals 180. So this one says 3 and 4 equal 180, and this says 1 and 4 equals 180. So this next one says 3 and 4 equal 1 and 4 because both equal 180, right? They replaced this 180 with what 180 equaled, 1 and 4. That's called substitution. Okay, what's changed from this line to the next line? It's shorter. They got rid of measure of angle 4 on both sides. That's how subtraction works, isn't it? And this to the next one, it goes from measure of angle 1 equals measure of angle 3 to angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. That's the definition of congruent. Here out of the blue, they tell you that angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. Let's look at those angles. What type of angles are those? Hopefully you figured out vertical angles are congruent. They are vertical angles. So I'll put that there. Okay, angle 1 is the same as 3. It's congruent to angle 3. And angle 3 is congruent to angle 2. And if you follow that along like the witch, you get, through law of syllogism, or what they often call transitive, is that the first equals the last. Angle 1 equals, or is congruent to angle 2. And the one in the middle, the angle 3, drops out. And that's what's supposed to fit in here. It's kind of big for it, but that's what's supposed to fit for here. And if angle 1 is congruent to angle 2, that meant they correspond. If they correspond, the converse says the lines are parallel. Okay, here's the type of exercises, your level 9. It says, find an x that makes these two lines parallel. Find an x that makes these two lines parallel. Okay, so you first think about it. What type of angles are those? Are they on opposite sides or same side of the transversal? Are they inside or outside of the lines? Those are alternate exterior. So if we can use the converse of an alternate exterior, the two angles will be equal, will be congruent, right? So we'll set them equal. So let's try it out. See if it works. 3x minus 63 would equal 2x plus 2. Next line, subtract 2x from both sides. You just have x minus 63 equals 2. Well, then we want to add 2 to both sides, don't we? So then we have x equals 65. So the x that would make those two lines parallel is 65. Similar type of thing. Two angles, it's this angle and this angle. They're both on the left of that transversal, same side. So it's either same side or corresponding. They are both inside the lines. That's same side. Same side interior. So converse, same side interior. If you read all the words with converse, same side interior, they don't say that they should be congruent, right? They say that they should be supplementary. So one of them, 2x plus 20 plus the other one, 6x plus 24, together should equal 180, supplementary. Let's combine like terms. 2x and 6x is 8x plus 20 plus 24, 44, equals 180. Next step, get rid of the 44. 8x equals 136. Last step, divide both sides by 8. X equals, use a calculator, 17. That is how you do these. Ask any questions, call me, email me.